You won't believe what you're about to see. This car was completely abandoned, covered in rust, dents lining every panel, and patches where the paint had completely peeled away. The windows were cracked, the tires worn to the point of being unsafe, and the interior looked like it had been through years of neglect. Torn seats, a dusty dashboard, and broken knobs scattered everywhere. Most people would have walked past it without a second glance, thinking it was worthless, but we at MotorVerseHub saw hidden potential waiting to be unlocked. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see this $500 junk car transformed into a stunning, street-legal machine that looks like it belongs in a luxury showroom. The transformation is going to be shocking, unbelievable, and extremely satisfying to watch from start to finish. Welcome to MotorVerseHub, the place where we take ordinary, neglected, or bizarre cars and turn them into something extraordinary. Here, we explore insane car transformations, weird and rare vehicles, and hidden secrets in the automotive world that you probably didn't know existed. If you enjoy jaw-dropping makeovers, strange cars, and budget-friendly hacks that turn forgotten vehicles into head-turners, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's dive straight into this unbelievable $500 car transformation, step by step, showing every detail from its rusty beginnings to the jaw-dropping final result. The car sat abandoned in the lot, a forgotten machine that had clearly seen better days. Rust covered nearly every inch, dents distorted the body, and the windows were cracked and dirty. Inside, the seats were torn and stained, the dashboard dusty, and small components like knobs and handles broken or missing. At first glance it seemed hopeless, but at MotorVerseHub, we saw the hidden potential beneath the decay. Even on a tiny budget, careful planning and creativity can turn something discarded into a thing of beauty. Our first step was documenting every imperfection, noting dents, scratches, and broken components, and assessing the engine and suspension. While not in perfect condition, the car was functional enough to allow a safe and practical transformation. Every decision from this point forward was guided by a strict $500 budget, with the goal of maximizing visual impact while keeping modifications safe and monetization friendly. We started with the exterior, focusing first on dent removal. Smooth panels are essential for a transformation that feels real and impressive. Using basic tools, we carefully hammered out major dents, filling smaller gaps where necessary. Each correction made the car appear more polished, and the difference was immediately visible. Once the dents were addressed, we moved to painting. Choosing a classic, high-gloss color, we prepped the surfaces with sanding and priming to ensure proper adhesion. As the paint covered the rust, the car slowly came back to life. Watching this process unfold was highly satisfying, each coat bringing us closer to the final showroom-ready look. The dull, worn panels slowly turned into sleek, reflective surfaces, transforming the character of the car entirely. Every inch of paintwork gave the impression of a car that had been meticulously cared for, despite the tiny budget. While the paint dried, we turned to the interior. The seats were repaired and cleaned, broken knobs and components replaced, and every surface dusted and polished. The goal was to make the interior feel inviting and functional. Even small details like polished handles and clean floor mats added to the perception of quality. The interior, once a forgotten and neglected space, now started to feel like the heart of the car, giving it personality and charm. Every tiny improvement contributed to a larger sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, proving that attention to detail can make even a budget vehicle feel luxurious and cared for. The steering wheel, once worn and faded, regained a clean, professional look, while the dashboard appeared refreshed and intact. Minor repairs to buttons, air vents, and door handles elevated the interior from a state of disrepair to something that felt new and usable. Even the floor mats were replaced or cleaned to match the new standard of cleanliness, completing the transformation of the car's inside space. Next, we addressed the wheels and tires. The worn-out, unsafe tires were replaced with budget-friendly options that still looked impressive, while new rims added a touch of sophistication. Even minor upgrades like this have a huge impact on the overall appearance, making the car look polished and cared for. The combination of clean rims, fresh tires, and attention to symmetry helped the car begin to look complete, bridging the gap between the rough original condition and the transformed final result. The subtle changes to the wheel wells, tire shine, and alignment enhanced the perception of a high-quality vehicle. The wheels now appeared perfectly proportioned, complementing the sleek paintwork and overall body design. Small details like this created a visual balance that elevated the car's appearance and made it more appealing to the eye. Minor mechanical tweaks were also performed to ensure the car drove safely and smoothly. Engine fluid levels were checked, suspension tightened, and loose components adjusted. These changes were modest but important. A car that looks amazing but cannot drive would undermine the credibility of the transformation. Ensuring functionality was as critical as aesthetics. The engine hummed with renewed life, and the car began to feel balanced, responsive, and ready to hit the streets. Even small mechanical improvements, such as tightening belts, checking brakes, and ensuring proper fluid levels, made a difference in performance. These changes allowed the car to operate safely, completing the transition from a neglected vehicle to a fully functional and visually striking machine. With the main upgrades complete, it was time for the reveal. The transformation began with slow reveals of the exterior, glossy paint gleaming under the light, rims that added style, and smooth, dent-free panels. The car, once forgotten and neglected, now commanded attention. The interior was next, showing clean seats, polished knobs, and a functional dashboard. The contrast between the old and new was striking, and the transformation felt dramatic yet achievable. The $500 car now looked like a vehicle worth thousands more, showcasing how vision, creativity, and careful effort can turn something ordinary into something extraordinary. Each angle, reflection, and polished surface reinforced the scale of the transformation, showing the full extent of the work completed. The once rusty, dull exterior now captured light and attention, while the interior exuded cleanliness and functionality. The final reveal was cinematic. Multiple angles of the car, slow-motion shots of the paint gleaming under sunlight, rims reflecting light, and a fully restored interior demonstrated the scope of the transformation. Throughout the process, suspense and engagement were maintained by gradually revealing improvements. The vehicle now reflects a level of care and attention that transforms the ordinary into something extraordinary. Every detail, from paint selection to interior restoration and wheel replacement, contributes to the overall perception of quality and luxury. What was once a forgotten junk car now has a presence that turns heads and draws interest, showing the power of transformation and the impact of thoughtful design choices. The journey reinforces the idea that beauty and functionality can emerge from neglect and decay when careful effort and creativity are applied. MotorVerseHub's commitment to uncovering the hidden potential in vehicles is evident in every polished surface, repaired component, and refreshed detail. The completed car now looks as though it has been professionally restored, with a level of finish that belies the $500 investment. The smooth, reflective paint catches the eye, the wheels give it a sporty, balanced look, and the interior feels clean, functional, and inviting. Even small details, such as repaired knobs, cleaned floor mats, and polished surfaces, enhance the overall impression of care and craftsmanship. The transformation demonstrates that when effort, planning, and creativity are applied thoughtfully, a budget vehicle can achieve results comparable to high-end restorations. MotorVerseHub shows that the combination of resourcefulness, attention to detail, and determination can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. The journey of this car, from abandoned and neglected to fully transformed and functional, serves as an inspiration for anyone interested in automotive restoration or creative projects. Every step, documenting imperfections, repairing dents, painting, restoring interiors, Upgrading wheels and performing mechanical adjustments contributes to a final result that is visually stunning and fully functional. The contrast between the car's past state and its present condition emphasizes the dramatic impact of careful work. MotorVerseHub continues to highlight that transformation is possible for any vehicle, regardless of its starting condition, budget, or perceived value. This car's story is a perfect example of how vision, creativity, and effort can create something extraordinary from what was once forgotten and discarded. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on this journey. This abandoned, rusty, dented car now looks completely rejuvenated, ready to be driven safely and admired for its new look. The high-gloss paint, polished rims, and restored interior prove that even a small budget can produce dramatic results. The vehicle now feels alive, vibrant, and attractive in ways that were unimaginable before the transformation began. If you enjoyed this makeover, make sure to hit the like button and leave a comment telling us which part surprised you the most: the paint, rims, or interior. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because at MotorVerseHub, we'll be bringing more insane car transformations your way, taking ordinary, forgotten vehicles and turning them into extraordinary machines. Remember, this channel is all about uncovering hidden potential in cars and showing that with vision, effort, and a little creativity, anything is possible. Stay tuned for the next project. It promises to be even bigger, and you won't want to miss it. The journey of transforming cars, one forgotten vehicle at a time, continues here at MotorVerseHub, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary, and every abandoned car has a story waiting to be told.